Hello everyone, Tamara Dilks, Stampin' Up demonstrator here on the Gold Coast in Australia. I'm happy you could join me again today while I show you another card I have created. This time I will be using the Fresh as a Daisy suite. I've actually tried this card and I didn't like it, so I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see how we go. If you live in Australia and don't have a current demonstrator, you can shop in my online store at tamaradilks.stampinup.net. My host code for the month of May is HHHSHFMR. For orders under $250, when using this code, I will send you a free gift at the end of the month. Each month I will have a new host code, so be sure to check out one of my latest videos for the current code. If you would like to find out more about the fantastic rewards for joining as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, please send me an email at tamaradilks@gmail.com and I will forward some information on to you. Now let's get started on this card. I'm starting off with a card base of wild wheat, and this actually measures, it's half A4 sheet of paper and measures 21 centimeters by 14.8 centimeters, and I've scored that at 10.5 centimeters. In Australia we use the metric measurements. Okay, the next sheet I've got is a sheet of Very Vanilla, and it is 14.4 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Now what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to use my Cheerful Daisies stamp set, and just in this bottom, probably say bottom half, we're just going to use the bold ink stamps, and I'm going to use wild wheat on top of this Very Vanilla mat, and I'll place one up here. Ink it up again. Stamp that one down there. You can go off the page if you want to. And that's it for that one. So I'll clean my stamp and pop her back. Okay, so the next size down with the full image, ink that one up and find somewhere to stamp that. I might stamp that off over here. Another one down here. Okay, that will do. And the next image I'm actually going to use is the set of 3 bold images. Oop. Okay, pop one up here. And I think that might do actually. the leaf pattern. Just add a few extra details and fill in some of those spaces on there. Yep. Let's have a look. Might do one down in the corner down here. Maybe one more. I do tend to like 2 leaves together if I can. We'll use one up here to separate this maybe, or no, I'll use one over here. And I think that will do. Now I will need to fill in the centers of these flowers. I use my larger center for the larger flowers. I think the top peak of that center would be the top of the flower. So that's what I'm following there. Okay. And then the smaller one. There we go. So next, I think I will use my strip. I have 2 pieces, 2 strips here. One, the designer series paper from the Fresh as a Daisy suite is 14.4 wide by 2.5 centimeters, and the wild wheat is 14.4 by 3. So I'm just going to adhere that onto the mat there. You can use whatever adhesive you like to use. I like to use the liquid glue. Gives me a little bit of extra movement. Now I'm just going to adhere this to the bottom of that strip. Just like that. You can see it coming together nicely now. And then the mat will then get adhered to the card base there. So I'll just go and do that. There we go. And already I'm liking this a lot better than my original, which I did not like. Okay. I'm just going to find some tweezers for the next. No, they are not there. Oh, here they are. I literally had them yesterday, so I knew they had to be somewhere. Okay, the next thing, we're going to use the Cheerful Daisies die set. Now what we're going to use is the 3-piece set. So these open images, they're the backs, okay? And then these are the middle of the flower. And then the details is your third layer. So I'll show you what I've done to organize those. Okay, pop those out of the way. So we'll start off with, I have done the middle layer. I've already die cut it for you. And what I like to do is actually cut these. So I just make sure it's nice and even when I cut them off, because I'm going to use all 3 of these pieces. Okay. This one, 2. Now you don't have to cut these off. You could have them all together, and that's what I did on my first card, and I just found it was a little bit more difficult to work with having it all together and trying to figure out what layers were what. So that's the middle. And that is in crushed curry. And then I have the backs, which is in wild wheat. And I've lost one piece somewhere. Oh, here she is. And then the front pieces are in lemon lolly. Okay. And I haven't thrown out these little bits, which were actually from the inside of those leaves. I thought I might use those. I could probably colour them. We'll see how we go. Okay, so I need the back, and I like to turn the small leaves down to the bottom so I can get an idea of where to put those. And you will see that these 2 are together, so they go there, and this one's slightly separated. So that's where they go, and layer on like that. So all I'll do is I'll glue this down. I haven't worried about popping any of those centers out because I'm going to end up covering those. Okay, line this up before I press it down. Sorry if I've got my head in the way. I'm trying to see what I'm doing here. Used a bit too much glue there. Line her up. The joys of using liquid glue, being able to move things around. I'm liking that so far, so I'm glad I changed that. Now we've got this one which goes on top of there. Okay, so I just like to place it down, make sure I have it in the correct position. And that's looking good, so I'll grab that. Try not to use so much glue. You only need a little bit goes a long way. Oh, a little bit of a scrap there. Okay, now let's place this down here. There we go. I'm loving those colours together. Okay, now to do the other ones. So we have our backing and then this flower to go on top. Let's just have a look, see how that goes on. Make sure we've got that in the correct direction. It's sticking to me. Oh. And I'm having a little bit of trouble having a look at this one. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay. Almost glued the wrong side. Okay. There we go. And if that's how you like your flowers, you can just leave it there. You don't need the other layer on top. Okay, that's where that goes. And I do have a fine needle glue. I just never think of getting it out. There. I'm being a bit messy with the glue. I have it everywhere, but I'll show you a little trick on what I use to get that all cleaned off once it's dried. Okay. Our last little flower. Well, we definitely know where this one goes. Line that up. That on there. Okay. Now before I do that, I might do the inside of the card. Just push those out of the way. So I have a mat of designer series paper, and this one is the wild wheat that I'm just going to put down there. It's the same color, but it's just got a little bit of variance, so you'll be able to see that just slightly. And on top of that, so that one is 14.4 by 10. Then we've got a sheet of Very Vanilla, and it is 14.1 by 9.7. If she will come up for me. There we go. And I can go ahead and adhere that down. Okay. And I could have done the pattern down the side. I think I might actually, just with the smaller flowers. I have the same sort of mat that I've done on the front, and on the front I've done it along the bottom, but I don't think that sort of gives me enough room to write, and I like to write in sort of a square. So I'm actually going to do this down the side, but I might use the stamps as well, just to give a little bit more interest. So I'll use the smallest block pattern with the wild wheat. Oops. And then I'll use the 3 little flowers as well. And then I might just use that leaf as well. I'm just going to stamp off twice. And then I'll do the center of the flowers. I'm not sure if you'll see them, but as long as they're done, I know they're done. Okay. Now I can adhere this strip onto the little strip of mat. And pop that on the inside of the card. There we go. Oh, I like that insert. I'm glad this card is working out a lot nicer than my test pilot. I also like to leave my cards with no sentiment most of the time, so that if I have a card and I think, oh, that one will go perfect, but it's got happy birthday on it and I want it for something else, well, then I can't use it. So I tend to do them all and then just choose whatever occasion I want it for. All right, now this might seem a bit weird. I'm going to stamp 3 of the largest inserts. And why I use the 3 large ones to do these is because the die that we have to cut out, oops, where is it? The die we have to cut out the center for the small flowers is significantly larger than the small flower, than the small insert. So you end up with a lot of space, and I'll show you what I mean. And I'm going to be using Blackberry Bliss for this. Now let's hope I don't wreck it with this. Okay, so I'll just stamp those 2 down and show you what I mean. Okay, so see how this die is quite a bit bigger? You'll end up with a lot of the very vanilla behind. So I actually use this, and then I just, when I die cut it, I just pop it on the inside of that flower and cut that out. Now I've done that already. Let's see if I've got my 3. There's 1, 2 small ones, and my big one. Okay, now before I go and pop them on, I might add a little bit more interest, and I hope I don't wreck this, because I'm thinking I really like how this is headed at the moment. It's the top of the flower. Let's have a look at this. I really like that. But what I thought I might do is use my small blending brush And I've got some Blackberry Bliss here. And I'm just going to go around the outside. Oh, I do like that. Let's have a look at what that looks like. Might actually colour this in to give it a bit more shading as well. Okay, let's do the other ones. I think it gives it just a little bit more definition. There we go. So I can pop those on there, and what I might do is pop them up. So obviously the larger one goes on the larger flower. Let's see what this looks like. I like it. All right, and then I used the mini Stampin' Dimensionals on the smaller ones. That's better. Okay, and something else I thought I might want to do is I've got this leaf that's the orange from when I die cut the middle of the card, and I didn't want it yellow, so I might use some garden green and see if I can colour that up. Get myself another blending brush, see if this is going to work. It's a bit interesting. Did I colour the right side? Yes. I mean, why waste a perfectly good die cut? There we go, now it's a different colour. What I might do with the other die cuts as well is go and add a little bit more texture to those. We'll make these ones green, these little yellow ones. I don't want to colour the whole thing, I just want to make it a bit blotchy. Here's the other centerpiece. Make that nice and green. And then I might do the same thing to these flowers as well, just to give them a little bit more texture. And to the little ferns, probably just to the tips of those ferns as well. Okay, now I think we can start putting it together. Let's see how this is going to turn out. Okay, so I'm going to use dimensionals again to pop this up and see where I like these. I know I want this one down in the bottom right hand corner, so I'll just go and put 3 dimensionals on that. I think I like it there. And then this one, I'm thinking of overlapping it over here. So I'll just put 1 dimensional towards that side, and the other side I'll just add a little bit of glue. Don't need a lot. Probably don't need it at all, but I've just popped it on there anyway. There we go. Let's have a look at this stem, see where we're going to put that. See where I want this flower to go. Oh, I like it there. So I might tuck that in behind there. Yes, okay. I probably don't need all of that stem, so I'm just going to cut a bit off. Pop that under there. Nice. Now to see where I want some of these ferns. I think up there's pretty. Definitely need to pop some down here. I like that positioning, so I'll just do that. I don't need a lot of glue. I'll just put it just down the center of the stems, not even all the way up, just get a little bit there just to sort of get that into place. There we go. Into the bottom one. Pop in there. There we go. And now we have a few more little bits of fern if we wanted to tuck them in anywhere. We've got them, we may as well tuck them in. I think they're nice there. I can pop out the center of these leaves. I think we need some up there. I like it going over the flower up there too, so I might end up doing that. There we go. And then we've got one more set of leaves. I think we need something down here. Might break that off. Put one up here and one down there. There we go. It's just like flower arranging, isn't it? Not that I've done flower arranging. Couple more for interest. We've got them, may as well use them. And last one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Where are we going to put this? There we go. Okay. And I'm quite happy with that. So when you decide what occasion you want to use this card, you could probably just stamp a sentiment up here, or pop a little sentiment in here, or even do it on the inside. So there you go, that's turned out quite well. I have a little bit of glue on the inside there, which I don't like to see. So I'll show you how I get rid of my glue. And I've just got this kneadable eraser, and it's just very sticky. And I was rubbing it when I first got it, but I found that you can just press on it and it should lift up. You can hear it pulling up that glue. That's gone. Check my flowers because I know I had some on those, although they might be gone now. No, there's a little bit there. That lifts that up. Something else you could probably do, and I might do that actually, is add a little bit of Wink of Stella to the card. You can splatter it all over. That would look nice, but I think I'm just going to use some on the leaves and see how that goes on the petals. Although I've never splattered before, so should I give that a go? Oh, here it goes. Oh, I do like the splatters. And then I will put some on these leaves, on the, not the leaves, the petals. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's really bringing up a lot of shimmer to the project. Oh, yes. makes that Blackberry Bliss part of the flower just pop. Give it a little bit more splatter. And there we go. That is our finished card. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have enjoyed my project today. And take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.